So I'm okay with Balogun playing in the game, and I'm even okay with the White House making a phone call. If I were Portugal, I would be steamed. Totally steamed about this. And rightfully so, they are steamed about this. You know, because we are getting our best scorer back, and maybe he can win the game. On the other hand, the head of FIFA understands this is a television show. He's going to get 40 million people watching tonight, and if we beat Belgium, he's getting 60 million on the next game.
These two are separate things. I don't want outside intervention determining who can play.
I think
we wouldn't stand for that in anything else. But outside intervention.
I think everybody's got a right to make their position known. In other words, people say, for example, let's keep sports and politics separate.
And they don't mean it. Stop.
Spare me from that, because these are the most corrupt organizations over a long history of time.
All the people who normally say, many of the people normally say, keep politics out of my sports. I don't want to hear it. What are they saying today?
You know,
if it suits their needs and gets the player they want under their flag onto the field.
Again, and not only that, I believe Cristiano Ronaldo was supposed to miss the first 2 games
this is not
of the World Cup. Right? No,
it's not.
In the lead up to the World Cup, all rules were dropped.
360 degrees.
Okay.
Shameful. Awful.
But we disagree on a lot of the particulars of this. Let's stay with the World Cup, though. Yesterday's highlights were Norway getting 2 goals from Erling Haaland and knocking out former world power Brazil. And then England, against all odds, went into altitude in Mexico City and beat Mexico in a thrilling game where England played a man down for the last 40 minutes. Wilbon, you were totally geeked up for these games. Where do you want to start?
Well, Tony, I'll start just briefly because it's been a few days now with Cape Verde's incredibly valiant loss to Argentina. I mean, this is so beyond 1 versus 16 and something we're familiar with.
The smallest.
This is David Goliath. This is not possible. That game.
The population size of Baltimore.
Yes. And the way it played out, the way the game played out, and the goal that made it 2-2. Yes, my voice is a little raspy because I was screaming the entire match. And then, look, Mexico, England last night, Jude Bellingham was the best player on the field. I mean, not only did he have 2 goals, he also prevented a goal. Straight up prevented. And so we get to that because England goes down in altitude, in the heat, and wins in Mexico where nobody ever wins, like twice in 60 years. But Brazil losing. Brazil losing. You said former power Brazil.
I did. Deliberately.
Come on now. Brazil hasn't won since 2002. Ancelotti, a decorated coach, he better be decorated because he'd be starting a press conference with somebody asking, have you resigned yet?
Like the Dutch coach.
This guy has been great everywhere except Brazil is now former world power. And I'm reading all night. I started to text you, but I knew you'd be asleep. 3:30 this morning.
I was getting up at 3:30.
Why is Brazil not Brazil?
Yeah.
And part of it has to do with midfield play. And all the great midfielders, the magician-like, the wizard-like midfielders they've had over the decades, they don't seem to have anymore. And it's just like they're lacking. What is Brazil going to do to get this back? And then you lose. They are going to lose and say goodbye, happy trails, to one of their all-time great players.
Yeah, Neymar, retiring.
Neymar's going to be done. And he was tearful, sobbing. Brazil.
Okay. I would like to talk a little bit about England, but first I just want to say this. The World Cup, from a viewing standpoint, could not be better.
No.
Because the stars are scoring goals. Mbappe and Messi and Harry Kane is scoring goals, and Haaland is scoring goals. So it looks great on television. Let me get to England. They're in an impossible situation. They're playing at 7,500 feet altitude. It's like Aspen, right? It's all the way up as high as you can go. They're playing in that. So you know that they're at a complete 3 days to acclimate is ridiculous. You're at a complete disadvantage in terms of respiratory health.
Yes.
Then the Mexican fans surround the hotel where the English team is.
That was gonna happen.
They light up fireworks and serenade all night long so they don't get any sleep. And then they're playing in a stadium where Mexico has played 89 games and lost how many? 2, and none in the World Cup. I would say, Mike.
And then 10 versus.
They're one short. I would say, Mike, that is the hardest road game in any sport of all time. Of all time.
In these
and they win.
World Cup.
And their 2 best players, Bellingham and Harry Kane,
were great.
How about Harry Kane's week? He gets the 2 late goals against Congo that saves that game, and he gets a goal, and it's in a completely impossible week.
From a viewing standpoint, Tony, it is.
Yeah.
Stars being stars, David versus Goliath.
That's what you
want. You're still having big games.
Don't surprise me. Get the heavy-duty guys out there scoring goals.
They're out there. Let's move to Wimbledon. where Naomi Osaka,
Your
my
favorite.
fave, as you know,
She's your favorite.
upset top seed and world number 1 Arena Sabalenka in straight sets. It's Osaka's first time into the quarters of Wimbledon. First time. Also going out over the weekend were second-seeded Elena Rybakina and defending champ Iga Swiatek. So, Tony, could you see Osaka winning this whole thing?
Okay, so let's review this again. Let's review her history at Wimbledon. She has won 2 U.S. Opens. She has won 2 Australian Opens. She never got to the 4th round at Wimbledon before. This is the furthest she has ever been. This is not her best surface, obviously, by any means.
That's right.
And if you want her to win, Mike, she's got to win 3 more matches on grass. So I sort of think that that's a long shot, but it needs to be said that the women's game, like this is not the men's game where you got Alcaraz and Sinner. The women's game, you got 10 to 15 people who pop up and win something and then recede a little bit.
6
in a row.
different winners in a row.
6
of
in a row,
slams.
which
Yes.
opens it up, I think, to everybody.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of this match. Don't ask me why, but I did. I would say that Sabalenka has been the most consistent of the highly ranked women over
She
the
has
last
been.
few years. The most consistent. There was a point, she was hitting a lot of balls into the net. There was a point where she took her own racket, banged herself in the head 5 to 10 times.
I thought she was
with her-
going to draw blood.
with her own racket, because this is straight sets and it's not supposed to happen.
No, Tony, it's not, except we're talking about Naomi Osaka, who does have 4 to her name.
But not there.
Okay, not there. And it's been a while coming back. It's been, I don't even want to use the word tedious. It's just, bit by bit, she has come back and gotten better. She could lose to
She has been
Markova.
better known for fashion than tennis in recent years.
Lately,
Yes.
like what it says coming back, so it's been a couple of years. She could lose to Markova, who I think is seeded 10th, but she could also beat her.
Yep.
You mentioned the nature of women's tennis right now, and it's if Osaka can continue to serve as she did against
Played great.
Sabalenka,
Played great.
she's going to have an advantage there. And Tony,
I'm looking at Coco Gauff, though.
Coco
Right?
Gauff is, look, she has got the goods to win any tournament, anytime. We know that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if Osaka at her best, if she can get back to that point, she's as good as Gauff has been.
This is, remember in the French Open, every top seed went out by the first Saturday? Well, this is looking like that at Wimbledon, that people are just going out. Jessica Pegula, I think, is the highest seed left.
Pegula could win?
Well, she could, except she's only been to 1 final in a major, and she didn't win that. I mean, again, the men's draw, you know who's going to be in the semis, and in the women's draw in the
Most
last few
bankable
years, you don't
stars,
know.
been Sabalenka.
Yeah.
And now, done.
Yeah, it was amazing to me. I mean, banging her head.
But you know what? Look, you and I both will admit to some sort of fascination with her.
Yes.
Because
yes.
she's so mercurial.
Yes.
And then after the matches, she sits there and she's calm and she's fascinating to listen to.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's take a break. Coming up, could LeBron actually join the Timberwolves?
No.
Really? No. I'm going to say something different.
And were the Marlins right to pull Yuri Perez while he's pitching a perfecto?
No.
I'm going to go back and talk about.
It is time to pull your emails out of the drain trap. I'll get the first one and read it.
Mail time!
Ready? Do you think the Timberwolves have a real chance of landing LeBron?
None whatsoever.
Well, that wouldn't be a real chance. then.
See, LeBron James, not like people who grew up on either coast and they think they know what the weather in Minnesota is. LeBron James grew up in Cleveland, where it's cold in the
Not as
winter.
cold as Minnesota.
Not nearly as cold as Minnesota, and LeBron knows this.
Right.
Here's what else LeBron knows. They just got rid of Nas Reed. And I suspect that LeBron James, in his 20 years in the league, in his time against Nas Reed, really got some respect for Nas Reed. Not necessarily did they play all that often against one another, but Nas Reed, he's gone. Because Minnesota said, oh no, let's go have us some LaMelo Ball.
Right.
Let's go have us a guy who's never shot 43%, I don't think, in his career for a season. So you got LaMelo Ball, you got Anthony Edwards, great, you want to play with Anthony Edwards, and you got Rudy Gobert at this stage of his life. But no, there's not enough there to attract, not like Miami, not like Philadelphia, not like Golden State, not like even Denver. No, and no.
Okay. I think 20 to 25 teams are deluding themselves into thinking they have a chance.
Yes, we agree.
Like the Wizards are probably going to make a call.
Oh, good.
And they're probably going to say something like, I got Trae Young, I got Anthony Davis, I got DeSam. Basanta, AJ
Debanza.
AJ Debanza, and I just got DeAndre Ayton. You want to come win with us? Here's what Minnesota's pitch is going to be. You can win the first NBA title this franchise has ever won. You can play with LaMelo Ball. You can play with Anthony Edwards. You can stop the citywide drought that started after 1991 with the Twins.
Kirby Puckett?
You can be the most popular person in Minnesota. You can be more popular than Mary Richards, who can turn the world on with his smile. LeBron
If LeBron
James
comes and throws a tam in the air, I will go nuts.
Isn't it a great flyer that they're taking? They are. They're taking a flyer. It's wonderful.
I'm sure right now my friend Jimmy Jam is hating me and loving you for suggesting
I
this.
just think I think it's. Here's what you don't want to do.
it's not.
If you want to be the GOAT,
What?
You go to Minnesota where they've never won. You don't go to Golden State where they've won, or Philadelphia where they've won.
We're going to move to the next topic with 2 words.
Next letter.
Never won.
Yeah. Okay.
Never won.
Okay.
There's a reason.
All right.
Okay?
But that's the
I sort of
appeal.
root for them.
That's the appeal.
My Midwestern brethren. LeBron.
But you make a good point. It's cold.
It's and all LeBron wants to do now, according to his own
golf.
social media posts, is hit the golf ball.
Yeah, we have to hit it on ice.
Yeah, Hazel team for about 3 weeks a year.
Yeah, that's about right. That's the season.
Perfecto spoiled. Were the Marlins right to pull Yuri Perez after 7 perfect innings?
Let me be relatively brief. I don't want to mimic what you're going to say, but no, they were not right to do this. Okay? I understand he's a kid. I understand he's coming off an injury, but it's a leg injury. He's not throwing a no-hitter. He's throwing a perfect game. In the history of Major League Baseball, there are 24 perfect games. That's out of 217,000 regular season games. 24. Come on, you got to give this kid a shot at this. He's thrown 92 pitches. He just got out of the 7th inning throwing 9 pitches and getting 3 outs. The A's fans were screaming, shame, shame, shame.
That's where I'll start. So I spent the 4th of July at a family barbecue, Don's house in suburban Chicago.
Good.
And I was defending or attempting to defend baseball against the younger members of family and crew. All with soccer, all on the side of soccer saying, including my own son, get this out of here, okay? And then you have something like this, which is shameful. But this is where baseball is. This is what it is. It's shameful. It has done away with perhaps the most attractive element and position in the game.
A horse. A starting pitcher horse. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna take you to one guy, his testimony, because you know I talked to Pedro Martinez recently, and we talked about this. And I said to him, what would happen if somebody came to take you out, take the ball from you on the mound in a perfect game on no-hitter? And Pedro, who was signing a ball for some kid nearby, picked up the ball, put his hands on the seams. He smiled, but he wasn't joking. And he aimed it at my head.
Yeah.
And I said, thank God you feel that way. He goes, of course I feel this way.
With Pedro,
that's
a Zimmer
what
moment
would happen
right.
if they tried to take the ball from Pedro. And you don't blame Pedro.
No.
We agree with him
bad.
fully.
It's
awful.
It's a perfecto.
Shameful.
That's enough email.
Baseball
Let's take one last break. Still to come. The struggling Yankees start a big series tonight.
And 2 of the top picks in the NBA face each other tonight in Summer League.
It's bad enough when you take the ball out of a no-hitter situation, but you can't
Perfect
do it.
game.
You can't do it. No, you can't do it.
Baseball shameful.
Yeah, well,
It is.
that action, and I know you're blaming on analytics, but I don't even see the analytics here. He's only thrown 92
No, there's
pitches.
somebody in the office calling down,
let
saying,
him
Skip,
go.
get him out.
Happy time, people. Happy 34th birthday, Manny Machado. The Padres' longtime third baseman has fine power numbers, 18 home runs, 51 RBI. But his batting average is the worst of his career at 189. He's a 7-time All-Star, a 3-time Silver Slugger, a 2-time Gold Glove. But in a sense, Machado's results this year mirror his team's. The Padres have expensive star talent in players like Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. But the Padres' record is 44-45. They've lost 8 out of 9. They're 14 games behind the Dodgers in the NL West.
Man.
4 games out of a wild card. Wilbon, you love the Padres.
Yeah.
What is going on there?
Tony Machado's 189 is bad enough. Cronenworth hitting 168. The Padres are dead last in OPS in all of baseball and next to last in slugging. They got no bats in their hands when they walk up there.
Happy anniversary, Paul got her up through a 62 out there to win with his brother on the bag.
I tried to play with my brother and our sons at Olympia
How'd it work
Field
out?
South. We got washed off the course on a day with violent storms in the Midwest. Right? Trees down,
but was
scary.
it over 100 like it was here for the last 4 days? One omission. Spain beat Portugal 1-0.
1-0. Big result. I mean, Spain can win the whole thing.
Don't you think Spain and France look like the best two teams at the moment?
That would be exciting if we got to that point, right?
But this was for bragging rights in the Iberian Peninsula, showing my geography. Let's go to the big finish.
Let's do it.
Patrick Ewing will be an assistant with the Wizards. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. And you got that young core of people there, and Anthony Davis, if he plays, they can use what Patrick Ewing's got. Canada's Summer McIntosh broke the world record in the 200-meter butterfly. You think this is significant?
I do. I mean, that record was there for about 17 years. That's a long time. All we ever talk about is Katie Ledecky, and so this is a new name. The Giannis trade to the Heat that went official today. Your thoughts?
I don't know quite what to think, but if this helps attract LeBron in a way I don't think will help in Minnesota, filling out that roster, playing with some studs, that's
you don't think LaMelo Ball going to Minnesota?
No.
Okay.
Yankees, Rays open a 4-game set tonight in Tampa. Big deal?
Aren't they two of the only teams in the league with winning records?
Yeah, like
this is a big
maybe
deal.
5
The Yankees
teams
come in bad shape. Have they lost 9 out of 10? The Aaron Judge factor is working its way. Last one, Cam Boozer and Darren Peterson face each other in the Salt Lake City Summer League tonight. You intrigued?
Cam Boozer was really, really, really good in his debut. Peterson was great in his debut. And this is what we all expect at the top of that draft. That's half those top 4. The people are saying, okay, give me one of them, and I can change my franchise.
You want to talk about anybody's dad in the top 4?
No.
We're out of time. We'll try to do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, knuckleheads. Hope you had a lot of barbecue in your stuff like me. Now,
honestly,
here's Sports
it was over 100 degrees here Thursday, Friday, Saturday.